So why is it when Steve Perry talks, everyone listens faithfully? You like what I did? That was a good one. That was really good.
Kiki Classic Rock.
Hey guys, my name is Kiki, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. What I like to do is talk about anything and everything classic rock. So if you like classic rock, you like classic rock news, you like classic rock interviews, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, as well as the like button and the little ding dong bell, because all of those things really help a girl out. Don't ask me why, they just do. I gotta tell you, my husband goes, why don't you just leave Steve Perry alone? As soon as he knew I was doing this video, he's like, the guy's on vacation. He doesn't want you talking about him. First of all, Steve Perry has no idea who Kiki Classic Rock is. Second of all, we just love Steve Perry, and that's why I'm here to talk to you today, is just why when Steve Perry says something, when Steve Perry says anything, everyone just stops what they're doing and listens to Steve Perry and what he has to say. I mean, think about it. Even just the tiniest little peep comes out of Steve Perry's mouth and it's Bananaville. It's crazy town. Everybody just goes nuts. And this is what happened just a few days ago. Steve actually put out a statement on all of his social media that said, as one of the songwriters of Don't Stop Believin', I have not given permission to any political candidate to use this song! Exclamation point. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. If I look even slightly different, what happened was crazy guy is not feeling well, so he said, can you please run out and go get me something? I'm like, but I'm in the middle of doing a video. And he said, well, I really don't know. He said, I really don't feel good. Can you please go get me something? So I said, okay. So I just went and I got him something. So again, if I look a little different, that is the reason why.
Thank you for going to the store. I feel better already.
You sound great.
Thanks.
We were talking about exclamation points before the crazy guy made me get up from what I was doing and go get him something at the store. Now, I was saying that Steve, or did I say? I don't know, but I'm going to say it now. Steve rarely uses exclamation points when he talks on social media, but he did on February 21st. He was congratulating his musical friends Best Coast on their new record. So he said, best of luck, congratulations, exclamation point. So he did use one then. And then on December 5th, when he was promoting his postcard music video for his amazing rendition of Silver Bells, he ended the post with cheers, exclamation point. So there's another time that Steve did use an exclamation point. I like exclamation points. I think they're fun and they just make a point. And the whole point of this video is that when Steve Perry talks, everyone listens. Let's go back to April 17th when he sat down in a pretty dark room, and I think he was sitting on the floor in front of his couch, and he sang the song In My Room. People went ballistic. They went crazy. From that one post of him singing In My Room, he had over 10,000 likes, shares, and surprise thingies, and he had over 2,800 comments and over 3,500 shares. It's a lot. Now, the post that Steve just put out, and I'm going according to Facebook only, that post has over 2,000 comments, 371 shares, and over 5,800 likes, thumbs up, and surprise thingies. These surprise emojis. I like exclamation points, and I like the word thingies. Also, this comment that Steve had just put out there, he ignited Neal Schon to step up and speak out. I mean, after all, Neal is one of the writers of one of the biggest songs on the planet, Don't Stop Believin'. I did reach out to my YouTube friends and said, who is actually using the song Don't Stop Believin' now? Even though in the back of my head and inside of here, I kind of knew who was using it, but I'm way too busy going on YouTube Live and Instagram Live to be worried about what is actually happening in the news. I mean, it's kind of scary anyway. I really don't like watching hardcore news because it frightens me. I say thank you to Mark and Wayne. They let me know that our current president used it in a recent rally. And of course, why wouldn't he? Because it's such an amazing song. Everybody wants to use it. Getting back to Neal, he responded to Steve's post by saying, huh, funny. Don't you love like the emotion word, huh? I love that. I just absolutely love that. All I can do is picture Neal sitting with his guitar and his other hand on his hip going, huh. I just can see him doing that. Can't you see Neal? Huh, I can see that. So finishing up what Neal said, and I quote, huh, funny, when I tried to stop it before a couple of years ago, management told me you and Lee Phillips didn't want to mess with it. Then he put his name at Neal Schon Music and ended it by saying, so what makes it different now? But of course in my head is just crazy. I'm like, who the heck is Lee Phillips? So of course I immediately go and I Google, who the heck is Lee Phillips? Lee Phillips is one of, Steve has several attorneys. Now if you go back to 2017, you will actually see Lee Phillips' name come up in the whole Phil Brown garage tape debacle. He of course was involved in that lawsuit. Also, I came across another article about how Neal talks about how he really wanted to have coffee with Steve Perry. And I love coffee. I don't know if Steve and Neal have actually had that coffee. I think it would have been news. I do like coffee a lot. The article that I found actually also talked about how Neal tried really hard to get Steve to perform with him and the guys at the Rock Hall induction ceremony. So of course Lee was in the middle. He was the go-between between Steve and Neal communicating. They didn't communicate directly. Why they didn't communicate directly, I just don't know, because they've known each other a long time. So you'd figure they would, but they didn't. Lee was the middleman. And eventually, and Steve told Neal that he had asked Lee to not accept any more emails from Neal. That's that. Yeah, that's crazy. Now that whole thing was from 2017. So I'm trying to decipher Neal's response to Steve, and my guess is going back to when Jonathan, Arnell, and Ross went to the White House without Neal. Now, here's the whole thing, because Neal has always said he does not want to mix politics and music. I do get that. But Jonathan's wife, Paula White Kane, is spiritual advisor to the president, so they had kind of an in, and I guess, oh, let's go on a field trip. So Jonathan, Arnell, and Ross went off to the White House. I don't know, was Neal invited and he chose not to go? Because then remember, the whole big thing between him and Jonathan happened. But they're all good. Neal and Jonathan are all good now. So again, I don't know if the response Neal gave to Steve is regarding that whole thing, or it's probably something completely different that I don't know. When it comes to the song Don't Stop Believin', I mean, of course, Jonathan, Neal, and Steve are very possessive over their baby. I mean, it's one of the best-selling songs, literally, of all time, so why wouldn't they be? And when a politician steps up and they want to use a song and they just go ahead and do it, I never got that. I mean, this has been going on for a really long time. We know that Neil Young has had issues and all kinds of other artists. They get angry when politicians use their songs without their permission. I get that. Because what if the artist doesn't agree with what the politician stands for, right? I think it's just so simple, really. It just all really comes down to, you know what? Excuse me, Mr. or Miss Artist. Can I use your song for my political well-being? Yes, you can. No, you can't. Okay, thank you, Mr. Miss Artist. I mean, it just makes sense. Ask permission if you can use the song first, right? I just keep saying right, but it's just, to me, it's just common sense. I mean, I can't just go ahead and use songs that I would love to use in all of my videos because they are copyrighted. So what gives a politician or really anyone to go out and use a song publicly, especially if it's being televised, right? To take their song and just use it as their own without asking permission. I don't get that one. Again, that whole song thing, using songs without everybody's permission, that's been going on for years and years and years. But can we just all maybe get along? And will Neal and Steve ever have that cup of coffee? I make good coffee. I can tell you that right now. So if you guys want me to make you the coffee and you can sit here in the studio and have your coffee, game on. And I really hope that when I talk to Steve Perry someday, me, Kiki Classic Rock, talking to Mr. Steve Perry, that I will be able to say, hey everybody, I talked to Steve Perry. And I will be able to put an exclamation point at the end of that sentence. Guys, if you want to know any more about classic rock, or you want to see a cool classic rock interview, go ahead and watch the next video that's up on deck. You might like it. Have a great day, a great night, a great weekend, a great everything. And as always, remember, guys, always remember, keep rocking. And don't take anyone's song without their permission, because it's just not nice.